What does holistic health mean to you, and how does it influence overall well-being and longevity? And first, I'm going to ask Dr. Annika for a contribution.
Thank you very much. Yes, this is a very important subject because when I've been working in the healthcare, it might be interesting to know that when I went to med school in the 80s, it was believed that the physical and mental health were two different systems. They were not connected. So when you talked with someone in the mental department, they didn't see the body. And when you talked to someone in the physical departments, they didn't see the mental part. Luckily, over the years and with better ways of seeing how things work and, these X-ray things, all the different techniques, we today know that we are one unit, body and mind. It's just one unit, and they need to be in balance for us to feel well. Because if we have illnesses in our body, we will feel depressed or not feel well in our minds. And if we have mental problems of any kind, we will not take care of our bodies, and our bodies will degrade. So we will get sick. So it has to be a balance to actually thrive. And if we want to live long with the longevity thing, then we actually need to take good care of us all the time, because the better we live, the healthier we live in our life, the chances that we live longer is higher.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Annika. And yeah, all about balance.
It's about balance in this,
in all
yes,
aspects
absolutely.
of our life. And now I'm going to ask Anneli for the same, with the same question, if I may.
Thank you, Daniel. When I heard or read the question first, I thought, oh my goodness, this is a subject that has been addressed like for eons. I mean, even the early philosophers that we know about already asked about interconnections of something weird like soul and spirit and body and balance and all that. And when you look today at the different publications that are available, there's tons and tons and tons of information on it. And so I thought, well, what would it mean to me? And that's really all I can share, because we could, expand on the subject like endlessly, or we could go down a rabbit hole and then we get all depressed. So what I was thinking is sharing with you what insight I had recently. I was part of a book project, and it's called 22 authors, and it was called The Book of Hard Knocks. And we were encouraged after our chapter to summarize what was important to us in our life, what was the most key message that we can share about balance, about longevity, about success, etc. And I came up with an abbreviation that I called TLC. Now, TLC is known to mean tender loving care, but I filled it in with different concepts. T for truth, which I could talk a lot about, and what that means to acquire knowledge really in depth and compare different sources and do your own thinking, keep your mind as clear as possible. And so I could talk a lot about it. Then the L is for love, and love is for the world, love for our God, for ourselves, for our families, etc. And that is such an expansive subject, love, that we all know that there's no way we can even address it in probably 100 years. Then the last one is C, which I refer to as carpe vitam, which means live your life well. And that really relates to the subject today in its complexity and its expansiveness as well. And Dr. Annika, what you mentioned, I totally agree with. We are a combination of a lot of different aspects and things, and we need to take care of them and learn about how to do that to create optimal balance in our lives.
Well, thank you very much. Again, very powerful. And we'll remember now TLC, Anneli. We will. This is a new concept for all of us from now onwards. And I'd like to ask the same question to Neisha.
Wow, Daniel, how difficult coming after these two wonderful powerhouses summarizing what does holistic health mean. I think I'm gonna join the two of them and summarize it as holistic health is the ability of us to work with our mind, body, and spirit to create alignment. And it is important to our well being because we need those three aspects of ourselves to be well in order to do well, which actually will lead to more longevity. When we focus on either mind or body or only spirit and leaving the other two hanging or unattended, it does create a lot of internal impact in our physical and emotional health. So it is very important, like Dr. Anika mentioned, like Dr. Jason mentioned, to have a balance with integrating mind, body, and spirit, which is for me the definition of holistic health.
Thank you very much. Again, all these aspects are so important and we cannot neglect any of them here. And Fazil, I'd like to ask you the same question.
So what does holistic health mean to me?
Yes.
That's the question. So if I ponder about this question, so far we discussed about mind, body, and spirit. And I'm just going to add another element to it. So to me, there are 4 layers: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So those 4 layers are just the 4 tires of a car. So how far we can go if one of those tires are flat? We cannot go far. So we have to consider the whole thing that is interconnected together, and then we can travel far. So that is the thing. Sometimes we look at one aspect and we don't see the other aspects. But how we can expand our mindset, maybe by experience. So my experience was that I had an injury on my back at work, and I was involved in a chronic pain for 15 years, and nobody could give me the clue what was the source of that. And then all the MRI tests, that they didn't show up anything and stuff. So somebody came over and she released the trapped emotions that I had at the time of injury, and then I was fine. So the source of the problem, physical problem that I had, was trapped emotions, the emotional aspect of me. So those things are interconnected. They are not separate. So when we look at ourselves, we see those layers, we notice whatever that is dominant is our spiritual aspect, but we have 3 more layers: physical, emotional, and mental. And so when they are in balance, then we can just move forward with joy and ease. But if any of them are out of balance, it's like that flat tire that we have to fix it. We cannot ignore a flat tire.